My name is Doug Marks. My family has been members of the church on both sides for many generations, and we've been active in the church ever since I was little, baptized when I was 8. I met my wife Sharon in Provo while we were going to school. I've served in the young man's a lot, as counselor in bishopric a couple times, and bishop in the Westman Ward. Then got called to serve as seminary teacher. I've been a seminary teacher for about 10 years, and then called to serve as the state clerk, which I served in for about 7 years. And then a couple months ago, I got called to be the second counselor in our stake presidency.
I'm Sharon Marks, and I am a 7th generation Mormon, half pioneer stock. Grew up Mormon. I met my husband, as he said, while we were going to BYU. I served a mission in Connecticut, Hartford Mission. My callings have been in every auxiliary, in the primary, and young women. Spent a lot of time in the young women program and in Relief Society, and I'm currently serving as the first counselor in the Stake Relief Society presidency.
We have 3 sons. Spencer is our first. He's married to a wonderful girl, Stephanie. Justin, our gay son, is an identical twin, and his brother Greg is serving a mission in Aruba.
So I still remember the night that Justin came out to us. I can remember we had all gone to bed already. We had our usual family scriptures and prayers, and we're climbing into bed, and Justin came into our room and said, "Can you come and talk to me down in the family room?" He handed us each a letter, and the letter told us that he was gay. He was so worried about telling us this. As soon as we were finished, the first thing out of Doug's mouth was, "That doesn't change how much we love you. That doesn't change anything, Justin." Before I had children, I was an interior designer and worked with a lot of designers, and most of them were gay, and so I didn't have any fear about who a gay person was. That the problem was trying to transition ourselves from who we thought he was into who he really was.
I think it was a lot harder for me. It took me a lot more adjusting and trying to figure out what we should do. I think Sharon was more comfortable with it more quickly, but we didn't know a lot. There were resources out there, but we didn't know about them. And at the time I was our state clerk, it was right in the middle of Boy Scouts of America were trying to figure out what they were going to do with gay scouts. And so in our stake presidency meetings, that had come up quite a bit. I just kind of took the feeling, or I had the feeling that, well, if the scouts let all gays in, then I'll bet the church is just going to leave the scouting program. So then when I came back to our presidency meetings after talking with Justin, after Justin came out, all of a sudden it went from the gays out there to my son, and I just had to start to resolve all those things that I had thought that I knew weren't true about my son. So there were all these things that I had to start resolving in my mind.
So much time has gone into praying about how do I support my son, and what am I supposed to be doing in this whole plan. The answer came really strong one night, that just because I don't know what the plan is for Justin doesn't mean that there isn't one. God does have a plan for Justin and for all of his children, no matter what their orientation may be. It's up to me to just have the faith to be patient enough to see how that plan is going to work out. And so in the meantime, our job is just to love him. Whenever I get worried about anything and I pray about it, the answer is always, always, just love him. And that's a simple thing to do because he's so lovable.
I have been really lucky to have really awesome parents. My being gay didn't change anything at all, and that was huge for me. I had a lot of a lot of time before my parents did to think about things and to study and to find resources, and my parents didn't have that time. And so as soon as I came out, they were just thrown into this new life. And so those disagreements and those learning experiences will happen. They do happen and they will happen. The most important thing is whenever I did have a disagreement with my parents, they made sure that I knew that I was still loved, like knew that I was still so important to their lives. And so that was really important to me as well. So I was really lucky too to have parents that were able to raise me in an environment where I wasn't susceptible to a lot of the things that a lot of LGBTQ plus kids are susceptible to. I was never like going to parties and getting so drunk and driving home drunk, really dangerous things that because LGBTQ plus people are so often alienated from their families and alienated from their systems of support, they often, get into. And so I think that was really important.
Probably the biggest thing I would say to other parents is just be patient and know that God is there and He'll help you. He'll help you. A lot of the hard things that we face are because we see life in a certain way, and if it doesn't fit that, then it throws us into a tail loop. And I think God wants to expand our vision, and sometimes He uses things that are hard for us to do that. I'm walking with all my wonderful family members and friends in the Sandpoint Stake as we learn to be better people and more loving of everyone around us.
I'll walk with all those who want to be a better support to those in the gay community and that want to love all of those as our own brothers and sisters.
We're the Marks family, and we'll walk with you.